In just 8 minutes, uncover 10 explosive takeaways from Neil deGrasse Tyson's talk with Medfluencer, Dr. Noc on cancer cures, vaccine lies, fake health trends, and how online misinformation is secretly dangerous. This is the truth they're not telling you. Takeaway 1. Misinformation spreads faster than the truth. In today's social media world, misinformation is more likely to grab your attention than the truth. Platforms are designed to keep you watching for as long as possible, and content that triggers fear or anger tends to do that best. That's why outrageous health claims often show up more than boring facts. Dr. Noc explains that when you scroll on Instagram or TikTok, you are usually not trying to change your opinion. You are just passing time, which makes you more vulnerable to catchy but false information. For example, someone might post a dramatic video claiming a miracle cure for cancer, and because it is emotional and exciting, it spreads like wildfire. But an actual explanation from a doctor might get ignored because it takes time and effort to understand. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Anecdotes are not scientific evidence. One of the biggest red flags in health content is when someone uses personal stories to prove a point. Just because 3 people say a vitamin cured their cancer does not mean it works for everyone. Dr. Noc clearly says, the plural of anecdotes is not data. In other words, even if 100 people say something worked for them, it still does not count as proper evidence. Scientific proof requires controlled studies where other factors are measured and ruled out. For example, someone might say they drank celery juice for a month and their headaches went away, but they might have also started sleeping more or stopped eating junk food. A real study would look at all these variables. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Cancer cure conspiracies are baseless. A popular internet claim is that pharmaceutical companies are hiding a cure for cancer because they make more money from ongoing treatment. Dr. Noc breaks this down simply. Cancer is not one disease. It is actually many different types, and we already have cures for some, like certain pediatric cancers. If a company found a cure for even one type, they would absolutely sell it for millions per dose, just like they do with some current cancer drugs. For example, CAR T-cell therapy is a real treatment that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, but can save lives in severe cases. The idea that all doctors and scientists are keeping a secret cure hidden is just not realistic. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Natural remedies can still be dangerous. Many people think that if something is natural, it must be safe. This is not true. Nature produces both medicine and poison. While it is true that many drugs originally came from natural sources, they were tested, modified, and carefully measured for safety. Dr. Noc mentions aspirin, which came from willow bark. Chemists improved it to reduce side effects. But drinking bark tea on your own without knowing the right dose can be harmful. For example, some people believe raw milk is better than pasteurized milk because it is more natural. But pasteurization kills bacteria that can cause serious infections. There is no proven benefit to drinking raw milk, but there is risk. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. Health fads like pink salt are misleading. Pink Himalayan salt is often sold as a healthier alternative to regular table salt. Marketers claim it has more minerals, but Dr. Noc explains that even if it contains 400% more of a certain mineral, that mineral might not be present in meaningful amounts to begin with. So 400% of almost nothing is still almost nothing. If people think pink salt is healthier, they may use more of it, which can raise their risk for high blood pressure. For example, if someone uses pink salt on everything thinking it boosts their nutrition, they might end up eating too much sodium overall, leading to heart issues. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 6. GMOs are not harmful to human health. Genetically modified foods are one of the most misunderstood topics. Many people fear GMOs without knowing what they really are. Dr. Noc clarifies that there is no evidence showing that eating genetically modified corn or soy harms your health. Your body digests GMO food the same way it digests any other food. The real concerns with GMOs are about environmental impact and control of seeds by large corporations. But health-wise, there is no danger. For example, most of the corn in your breakfast cereal or soda is already GMO, and you have been eating it your entire life without knowing it. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. Vaccines do not overload the immune system. A common fear is that giving children multiple vaccines at once could overwhelm their immune system. Dr. Noc explains that this is simply not true. Your body faces hundreds of viruses and bacteria every day. Vaccines only add a tiny number of extra antigens to this already busy system. In fact, your gut is exposed to far more pathogens in a single day than what you get from all childhood vaccines combined. For example, when a child plays outside and touches dirt, their immune system is already dealing with dozens of microbes. Vaccines are just a safe and controlled way to prepare the body for real threats. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. You cannot boost immunity with pills. Many products claim to boost your immune system, but Dr. Noc says that concept itself is flawed. A boosted immune system is not always better. Too much immune activity can cause autoimmune diseases, while too little increases the risk of infections and cancer. What your body really needs is balance, not boosting. The best way to support your immune system is through basic healthy habits like sleep, exercise, and good nutrition. For example, researchers found that people who were sleep deprived before getting a vaccine had a weaker immune response than those who were well rested. That shows how much lifestyle matters compared to buying supplements. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Influencers can help or harm public health. The rise of medfluencers like Dr. Noc shows that social media can be a tool for good, but it is also a place where anyone can claim to be an expert. Influencers with no medical training can gain millions of followers just by being charismatic or entertaining. The problem is that trust is built through personality, not accuracy. Dr. Noc shared how one of his viewers only began trusting his content after he casually mentioned he was cooking dinner for his wife. That human moment made him relatable. For example, a user might ignore 10 scientific posts but feel connected to someone who shares cute videos with their dog, even if the information they spread is false. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Storytelling can fix trust in science. The final part of the podcast features filmmaker Scott Hamilton Kennedy, who made the documentary Shot in the Arm. He argues that storytelling is the most powerful tool to make people care about facts. Dry facts and data do not change minds, but real stories can. He mentions how anti-vaccine movements grew stronger during the pandemic by using emotional stories and clever messaging. His film tries to fight back by showing the human side of doctors and scientists. For example, he recalls how public trust soared when a Surgeon General in the 1980s spoke openly about AIDS and condoms. People trusted him because he was relatable, honest, and looked like someone's grandpa. That kind of trust can't be built through spreadsheets. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.